Hi students, what's up? This is your digital classroom and I welcome you all once again to another fresh new episode of your homeschooling and digital learning process. Students, today in our digital classroom, we'll be talking about unseen passage or comprehension. Yes, you guessed it correct. It's your question number 4 part A, B and C. The whole section comprises of 20 marks. Yes, and this is considered to be quite a meaty portion. Why? Because I find students scoring well in this particular zone, but nevertheless there are areas of improvement and there are some kind of errors that students commit year after year. So students, today in our digital classroom, our key focus would be question number 4 part A and B, that is your meaning section as well as your question answer section. Next week I'll be making a video on the question number 4 part C section, that is your precis writing. So students, today in your digital classroom we'll be learning about question number 4 in detail, as well as we'll be talking about the mistakes that students generally commit during their board examination. So students, this is your digital classroom and let's begin our show for today. So my dear students, before we go into the detail of our question number 4, let's first check out what is this question number 4 all about. Now here an unseen prose passage of about 450 words will be given. Now uncommon items of vocabulary or structure will be avoided. One question will be set to test vocabulary. Candidates will be required to show an understanding of the words or phrases in the context in which they have been used. Now students, here this point highlights question number 4 part A, where you will be tested according to your level and your standard. Means the question that will be framed will be quite common to the standard of a class 10 child. Our second paragraph says that a number of questions requiring short answers will also be asked on the passage. These questions will test the candidate's ability to comprehend the explicit content and organization of the passage and to infer information, intention and attitude from it. Now this clearly suggests that this is your question number 4 part B, where you have a question answer session. Now I'll be discussing the marking scheme, but first try and understand what we actually have here. Your question number 4 part B will have a question answer series where they'll be testing your knowledge based answers. You need not copy the same passage down as your answer. You need to answer it in your own word. This is why the word, see the last 3 words, they are going to test you in order to infer information, intention and attitude from it. Now what you people have understood after reading this particular comprehension, and whether you are able to comprehend the explicit content and organization of the entire passage. So you need to answer it in your own words and you need to be specific to the point. Now students, your last question, that is your question number 4 part C, will consist of a summary where they will be testing your ability to distinguish the main ideas from supporting details and to extract salient points to rewrite them in the form of a summary. Now the candidates here will be given clear indications of what they are to summarize and of the length of the summary. Now students, this is your precis writing part where you need to draw grid boxes and so many other stuffs are there. This is why I said you that next week I'll be bringing a video on precis writing separately so that you can have a clear-cut idea about it. Now today we'll be discussing about question number 4, part A, part B. So let's shift down to the marking scheme. So students, let's talk about the marks distribution for your question number 4. Your question number 4, that is your unseen passage as on whole, carries 20 marks. Now here, question number 4, part A, that is your meaning section, carries 3 marks. Yes, 3 questions or 3 words will be specified to you and you need to write down the meanings as used in the passage. So 3 questions, 3 marks. Yes, moving down to your question number 4, part B. Yes, your question answer section, where 5 questions will be asked on the basis of the passage and the content given there. Marks distribution is 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2, not necessarily in the same order. Got it? So you need to answer these questions briefly in your own words. For part C, that is your précis writing. Précis writing, you need to either summarize or answer according to the content of your 4 part C that has been asked there. That means whatever question or whatever part they demand in the question, the same thing you need to summarize it in 50 words. Total marks allotted is 8. So 8 plus 9 plus 3 equals to 20 as on whole for your question number 4. So moving down to question number 4, part A in detail. Students, here you need to write the meanings of the following words as used in the passage. 3 questions, 3 marks. Now students, first I'll be highlighting what we as examiners expect. Then I'll be telling you what you as students serve us. Now students, here what we expect from you people. We expect that first you understand the sense of the particular word that is used in the passage. Next, deliver the same thing either in one word or short phrases. Short phrases generally means 2 to 3 words and not more than that. Here you tend to write either a wrong sense of meaning, or what you do is you write long sentences, which is not acceptable. Now, let me give you one example. For example, if my passage has this particular sentence, the kitten fell into the well. Well is the word, I need to write the meaning. So here, the well defines an underground water resource and not the physical health condition. Got it? So these are the areas where you can score a direct 1 or you can lose a direct 1 mark. Got it? So here you need to focus on one particular thing. The 15 minutes that you get as your reading time, you need to utilize it in a proper manner. And how you people can utilize those 15 minutes is only by reading, reading and reading. Yes, as your television poem advises you to read, read and read in order to bring in knowledge power, in order to bring in fresh thinking, in order to bring in a good sense of judgment. In the same manner, here you need to take out some amount of time from those 15 minutes and you need to read, read and read that particular line, that particular word, that particular sentence and that particular passage, so that you ultimately land up by guessing the correct meaning. So here students, I'll be first highlighting the mistakes that students generally commit in their board examinations, and then I'll be giving you a few advices so that you can secure your 3 marks in the same. My dear students, here are a few list of inaccuracies observed in your paper. Now the first one is not maintaining the tense of the given words in their meanings. Now students, here what I find, students do not maintain the tense. Like suppose the question is in past tense, please try and answer it in past tense. Do not try and answer it in present tense or future tense. Got it? Now students, the second one says often the form of the meaning does not match. Yes, it's very true. The form of a meaning that you write as your answer does not match with the question asked. Now here what you need to do, suppose the question says wanted, your word is wanted and you need to write the meaning. You need to follow the same tense. You need to write the same form. You must have studied V1, V2, V3. You need to follow the same pattern here. Now see, the word is wanted. You write needed or required as your answer. You don't write want. Got it? A general error in 2018 or 2019 paper I saw, spotted was the word and you have written see there. Got it? It should be saw. So these are all the basic mistakes that you can overcome. Got it? So suppose the tense is in past tense, the word is in past tense, please write your meaning or the phrase in past tense only. Got it? Now students, let's take a look at our third inaccuracy. Our third inaccuracy says explaining the meaning in sentences. Yes, 20 to 25% students who cannot draw conclusion or they cannot find out the meaning after reading the passage twice or thrice try to experiment out by writing long sentences as their meanings. Now students, clear-cut instruction is either a word or a short phrase. A short phrase means 2 to 3 words and not 8 to 9 words and you create a long sentence. No, that's totally not acceptable. So what you need to do, you need to write in one word or 2 to 3 words. Now let me give you an example where you'll understand things in a better manner. Now students, check out this example where the word is anxiety and you people need to write the meaning. You remember our instruction, one word, a short phrase. Now check out 2 words. One I have written as worry, second I have written as uneasiness. Both acceptable. The second condition, a short phrase, correct? A feeling of worry, acceptable. But see the next case where students generally tend to write long sentences. The writer was tensed, so he was not feeling good. That's totally not acceptable. That's not acceptable at all. You need to write only a short phrase or a single word. Got it? I hope that this particular part is very clear to you. So students, moving down to our fourth inaccuracy. Our fourth inaccuracy says not reading the passage with the word meaning closely enough. Yes, you have another bad habit of not reading the entire passage. Yes, everyone wants to save their time, but when you need to find out the meaning, you need to read the passage very carefully, because when you don't read the passage, you cannot find the meaning or the idea or the sense that the entire passage is conveying. Got it? So you need to read the entire paragraph. Let's shift down to our last inaccuracy, that is completely incorrect interpretations. Yes. So first I'll tell you with an example what wrong interpretations you go through. Here, suppose the word is spotted. Got it? Now spotted doesn't mean dotted. Got it? You cannot write dotted for the word spotted. I spotted Ram at this particular place means I have seen him at some place. It doesn't mean spot, doesn't mean dot. Got it? It doesn't mean patch. Next, another a close interpretation I said you about the word well. Got it? The passage justifies underground water resource. There's no use writing about physical health condition. Got it? So this is the place where you need to focus and you need to improve, and this can only happen when you read the passage very carefully. So students, now let us check out the easiest solutions or suggestions to these particular barriers or problems. The first suggestion says read the passage carefully. Yes, you got to read the passage very carefully, then only you can find out the correct meaning, as well as you need to mark down the keywords that might help you for question number 4 part A, B and C as well. Now next is work out with vocabulary exercises regularly. Yes, on regular basis you need to be in touch with vocabulary exercises. Take down few words, random words, note it down, refer to the dictionary and mark the exact word. Yes, our third point says refer to the dictionary for word meanings. Yes, definitely you need to find the meanings of the word in the dictionary. This you can do when you have some free time. Take down a few newspapers, pick out a random word, refer to the dictionary first and understand the meaning. Later on, when you write down that meaning, please refer to the dictionary and make a complete comparison of what you have written and what's in there. Moving down to our fourth point. Our fourth point says think logically and use the correct words or phrases that convey the correct sense of meaning. Yes, logical thinking is highly required here, because if you read carefully, if you think logically, you will get the correct sense of meaning and then you can put it down accurately. So here you need to think logically, and before putting that particular word as in your answer, please refer to the word meaning asked and compare it whether this particular word is matching or making any sort of sense with your answer. The last point, as in your suggestion, improve your proficiency in English and tenses in particular. Yes, you need to have a good command in your language, as well as your tenses should be perfect in particular. The 3 videos related to past tense, present tense and future tense are out on YouTube. Please go and have a look. So students, let's move down to question number 4, part B. Yes, your question answer session of 9 marks in total. 5 questions, 9 marks, division 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2. Yes, and the 1 marker can be shuffled as and when required. Now students, this is a zone where students score their maximum marks, but they get stuck at one place, that is analytical questions, or they might face a problem when own point of view question is asked. Now here students, you need to understand one thing. Analytical questions can only be answered when you read the passage very properly. Now quickly let's take a look at the inaccuracies here, though a short one, but still we need to have a look, and then later on I'll give you a few suggestions to overcome this particular barrier. So my dear students, here are the inaccuracies observed under question number 4, part B. The first one says copying the part of the passage without any analysis. Yes, very true. When you don't find any conclusion, you heavily lift up some part or a paragraph from the passage and put in as your answer. That should be avoided. Now next, our inaccuracy number 2 says not using the precise information available in the passage. Now what you need to do is just mark down the keywords. First, when you read your passage, simultaneously you should read your questions too, and then you need to collect the precise information that is adequate and required for your question answer series. Got it? So what you can do is you can just mark it down with a pencil, your particular keywords, so that it can help you later. So moving down to our final inaccuracy, that is failing to construct a sentence which is grammatically correct. Yes students, you need to answer the questions in your own words. Now for that you need to master your writing skills as well as your construction skills. Here, if your construction is not proper or your sentence is not grammatically correct, you have only 2 options left. Either you write it wrong, or you heavily lift up from the passage and put it down in as your answer. Now students, to improve this particular thing, you need to practice and practice. When you practice constructing few sentences, you not only master your comprehension writing skills, but also your essay writing as well as your letter writing skills. So students, now let us welcome the suggestions so that you can score a perfect 9 in this particular zone. Our first suggestion says read with understanding. Yes, you need to understand and you need to read. You have a very bad habit of reading things very blindly or in a blind manner. Just to escape from reading the entire passage, you commit mistakes or you do not analyze things properly. So you need to read the passage. Along with reading, you need to understand it well. Now moving down to our second suggestion. Our second suggestion says, answer application based questions by using the precise information available in the passage. Yes, very true. You have ample of information available for you in the passage itself. Yes, only the thing is you need to read it properly. You need to mark down your keywords so that you can take a reference from it in future. Got it? So students, moving down to our third suggestion. Our third suggestion says, read between the lines and identify the cause and effect. Yes, definitely. To answer application based questions or own point of view questions, you need to read between the lines. Then only you'll get a clear cut idea what the passage or the writer wants to convey you people. Got it? And even this is helpful for your Pressy writing. So you need to read between the lines and then you need to jot down the points. Moving down to our fourth suggestion, the last one. Choose the correct sentence which conveys the meaning of what has been asked for. Yes, now I'll tell you one thing. When you people are asked to write in your own words, you people don't do so. And when you people have been asked a question, suppose which sentence in the passage tells you about this particular activity or this particular identity of a person. Now here what you do, you try and create it in your own words, but what you need to do here exactly is you need to lift up that particular sentence that you actually feel conveys the meaning. So you need to lift it down, put it in inverted commas and fix in as your answer. So only in the case of a place where they ask you which sentence in the passage tells you about this particular person or this particular person's character, or what do you feel about this particular person, which is a sentence that might tell you this particular suggestion. So in that case, you need to lift it directly from the passage, whichever you feel so is the justified statement or justified sentence. You need to put it down in inverted commas, then only you are going to get the full marks. Otherwise, if you try and write those particular sentences in your own words, you are not going to get marks. Understood the difference? Only where you have been asked to lift up the sentence and state or justify your point, you need to do so in the inverted commas. So my dear students, that's all from this week's session. Next week I'll be back with a video on question number 4 part C. Yes, your Pressy writing worth 8 marks. Till then, stay home, stay safe and keep learning. But before signing off, please check in a comprehension passage, try and solve it that I have attached it with this particular module. Now students, here I have got a marking scheme for you people as well, so that you people can understand the basic mistakes that students generally commit in their board examinations. Goodbye.